Hello everyone, this is International Master Alex Ostrovskiy for ChessLessons.com, bringing you the daily tactic snack. Now, in the position we have in front of us, our warm-up easy puzzle, the material is equivalent, both sides have a queen, rook, 6 pawns, and a bishop, and it was black to move here, and black played the very logical looking move, queen to d7. The idea of queen to d7 being to exchange this active white's queen. But, despite the logical intentions of this move, white here is able to carry out a decisive combination. See if you can take a moment, a couple of minutes to see if you can solve this puzzle. Alright, hopefully by this point you have come up with a solution or at least some sort of candidate moves. And for those of you who still need a little more time, I am happy to present a hint in this position. I would advise to look at the most forcing options for white, forcing moves being threats, checks, and captures, and pay special attention to black's king. See if you can take another moment to figure out if you haven't already. Alright, hopefully everyone watching this video has currently found the solution, and the winning move for white here is queen takes d7, getting the queen off the board, forcing rook takes d7. And in this position, it looks like black has achieved his aims. He has gotten the queens off the board. His position is perfectly alright with the equal material, but let's continue. Rook c8 check, another forcing move, hitting this king. Now black is forced to play bishop f8, otherwise, well, rook d8 would simply lead to the capture of the rook. Bishop f8, and it looks like, okay, white is active, the rook's on the back rank, but black is holding everything. But here comes a typical killer, the move bishop to h6. And it turns out that in this position, black is simply completely lost and powerless to stop rook takes f8 with checkmate. So, this was our easy warm-up position. If we go back here to the initial starting position where black played queen d7, we can see that black's undoing was the weak back rank. And this will be the theme for today. Back rank mates, back rank tactics. Let's move on to a more difficult position. Here we go, level 2, our medium puzzle of the day. Now in this position, white is doing very well materially. He is up in exchange for a pawn, but his rooks are quite active and his queen is also quite active and he's well placed. However, in this position, he can further increase his advantage to completely decisive proportions with a very strong tactic. Take some time to try to find it. Hopefully you have found the solution, but if you haven't, fear not. We have a hint here. Now, of course, as always in tactical problems, you should be looking at forcing moves, but in this position, pay special attention to the combination of this queen on h5 and this bishop on d3. This will be the key to solving the puzzle. Okay, I think at this point everyone should have at least a portion of the solution, if not the whole solution, and the winning combination starts with the move rook takes f6, a very forcing move, snapping this bishop off the board, and we can see here black has two options. Now taking with the pawn is immediately losing to the move rook e8, and now this rook defended by this queen on h5 skewers the black queen, and white is simply winning a bunch of material. So pawn takes f6, easily refuted. And instead we're going to look at the move queen takes f6. This is a much more resilient option than pawn takes, but white here has another resource, the move rook to f1, hitting the queen on f6, and it turns out also skewering it. Why skewering it? Well, let's see, where can this queen go? Let's say black plays a move like queen to e5, trying to get the queens off the board. Now, as in the previous position, the weakness of the back rank shows. Rook to f8 check, the king can run to no square, black is forced to play rook g8, and now queen takes h7 checkmate. So this bishop and this queen deliver the final blow in this position. So, to recap, rook takes f6, pawn takes f6 leads to rook e8, queen f6 is more tenacious, but after rook f1, it is black's back rank that is going to be a big problem. He loses his queen because no matter where this queen goes, for example, queen e6 would still allow rook f8, and now if this rook is deflected away from h7, simply checkmate on the board. Let's move on to the last puzzle of the day. Here we have our third, final, and most challenging puzzle of the day. Let's see how you fare up with this one. Pause your videos. Alright, as is customary, we're going to start off with a hint before we go to the solution. And the hint for this puzzle is going to be recall our previous puzzle. In that puzzle, we won due to the theme not only of back rank, but also deflection. Keep it in mind for this puzzle as you pause your videos. Let us now check out the solution. The knight on d4 is doing a triple fork on the queen, rook, and the knight on f5. So it's really is going to force our hand. And force our hand it will when we play the move rook takes c8 check, requiring black to capture back rook c8. And now, of course, if we take on d4, then black will go queen takes d4, and alright, white is up a pawn, but it is a doubled pawn, and the game will go on. So instead, here comes the key, absolutely fantastic move, queen to c4. Now, the queen is completely immune due to the familiar back rank checkmate. And in the meantime, the queen itself is targeting the rook on c8 and the knight on d4. And black is powerless to stop both of these threats. So once again, the weak back rank leads to black's undoing and wins a piece for white. Hope you enjoyed your daily tactics snack. The theme of today was back rank checkmates, and we will see you tomorrow.